Okay,
Great. Do you want to like introduce ourselves and stuff?
sure.
Wait, do we have to have our cameras on, or does it really matter?
I think,
Probably, yeah.
yeah. Okay. I'm Lily. I'm from Frisco, Texas. I'm a sophomore, marketing major. That's pretty much it.
I'm Chloe. I'm a junior ag econ major, and I'm from Houston.
I'm Aryan. I'm a freshman business major, and I'm from the Colony, Texas.
Oh, heck yeah. Grandscape.
Yeah.
I'm Kevin. I'm a freshman engineering major, and I'm from Stuttgart, Germany.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's cool.
I'm Eliza. I'm a freshman business major and I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Are you from like Dallas, Dallas?
I'm from Coppell. It's like a suburb.
Okay, yes, I know Coppell. I raced with y'all in cross country.
Oh, that's so cool.
Super fun.
Okay, the first question that we have to talk about is climate change addressable?
Oh.
I think it can be, but like it's just a matter of like who or if, like who really like listens to like the policies of it, you know?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I feel like it's adjustable if it's like if there's like strong action against it and like someone like suppose if it's like the government, they like enforce it like strongly and like like put certain policies forward that like affect everyone even though it can negatively affect them, they'll like affect them in a certain way that will reduce like emissions and stuff.
I think it's just adjustable if like people work together too. I think like policymakers and businesses and industries like all have to kind of collaborate and like we have to figure out the correct solutions, but they also have to actually follow through. And like I think it's also important to like educate people so we're all like on the same page with what needs to be done.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think like having like a community-wide like movement towards climate change like is the only way you can really address it or like affect it because like one person or like policy alone can't really do anything when like it's like the citizen that like really like if only if everyone cares about it, there's gonna be something that actually is done.
Yeah, I also agree. I think it also comes down to like if like some people think no one's gonna look at what you're doing, so you're just one person and you're not gonna make that much of a difference. I think that's the mindset of a lot of people. And I think that's a lot of why some of these policies that that's already been in place, it's not as working as effective as they should be.
Should I move on to the next question?
Yeah.
Okay, is national and international politics broken on this issue?
Mhm.
What
I
is
kind
spoken?
I kind of talked about this in my paper I did. Well, this is like the next question, or like the last question, but I talked about how like different countries or what did I say? I said that the global economy is like interconnected and there's some like places for developing countries like if they everyone worked together, then everyone could like in different countries could like create cleaner parts of a car or something like that. So I feel like if some like different countries like push for stronger like policies, that there could be long-term growth than short-term or something. I don't know. I
I,
feel
f-
like if everyone like around the world actually works together, like we could get somewhere, but
I feel like the whole like government and everything is built on oil and like fossil fuels and stuff like that. So I feel like it like it's broken mostly because like everything in the US specifically is like surrounded by oil and natural gas or like fossil fuels. So like everything we do, everything we make leads to like pollution in a certain way. So I honestly think it's broken, but like suppose there's like a another country that's like developing or like like just like coming up, like they're not developed yet. I feel like they could like create like solutions to this thing, but like us being like a big nation, it's very hard for change right now.
I think we're power hungry too. And like we like the government is just so focused on like making money. And I mean everyone's so focused on making money too. That they're just like I think a lot of the majority of what we use for energy right now is fossil fuels, which obviously is causing all the global warming and stuff. But it's like kind of hard to make the switch to renewable energy, for example. Like that's what I wrote about in my paper, which I guess I'll talk about that later. But like it's takes work and money and time to implement like the mitigations, and then no one wants to do it. And so I think it's kind of broken, honestly. And especially like whenever governments actually take action, there's also like lobbying and like different industries that are fighting back, which kind of is causing more issues.
Yeah, I think it comes down to like initiative, like by yourself. Like each country, like since it's just a little more extra work, they don't really want to do it. And since if I'm not going to do it, then well, I think everyone else is going to do it. But if everyone has the same mindset, then no one's going to do anything about it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's like even though there's like different perspectives for every country, it's like if no one takes the stand for like all of humanity and like no one makes a movement towards like everyone being aware about it or like addressing it as like a humanitarian like problem, then like everyone's just gonna like it won't really go anywhere if it gets stuck between like politics and all that stuff and government. So like internationally like it like you were saying like it matters on like the initiative of if each country can like work together to actually address the problem.
The next question is what mitigations are possible? And then the last question kind of goes with that is which one are you thinking about advocating in your policy brief?
Um, in my paper, I talked about like carbon tax, like or like I guess it's also called like carbon pricing, which is like where industries or even like individuals like based on the amount of like carbon emissions they release into the environment, you're taxed on that or like you're charged a certain amount based on the tons and stuff like that. But I feel like this mostly affects like industrial waste because I feel like a average consumer is not gonna release tons of carbon, like carbon emissions. But I just feel like that is like a large portion of our pollution and like it honestly negatively harms like a large portion of our environment, like global warming. Like honestly, we're experiencing that right now through like very hot summers and like very cold winters and stuff like that. So I feel like that's like a large portion of what we're experiencing today. And we're experiencing these effects like today, like, and it's just keep on gonna get worse. Like it's not gonna like if we don't make a change, then it's not gonna like go away.
Yeah, for my policy brief, I talked about the mitigation tactic of transitioning from fossil fuels to renewable energy, so like wind, water, and solar power, kind of that vibe. And I realized like honestly, I thought it would like be really difficult, but I feel like it's a lot better too, because like when it says it's renewable energy, like it's kind of forever. Like the water, like if you have like one of those, I don't know if this is like really reasonable, but you know those things where it's like the wind, like the water thing that spins and it's just like never runs out of water. And then like obviously wind turbines are obviously like solar power, like it's not like that just disappears, whereas burning fossil fuels, like once it's burnt, you're kind of done. So that, but also like whenever I was doing the research, it talked about how a lot of like countries are experiencing success with the transition And it's like proving that the emissions of greenhouse gases are actually going down as people are switching to renewable energy more, which is really cool.
For my paper, I did um reducing greenhouse emissions with the automotive sector and like personal vehicles and trying to make the air quality better and then like make public health better and then like that'll um like those accelerate global warming and they talked about um like I whenever I was researching it like encouraging public transportation, discouraging and inefficient vehicle use and promote healthier lifestyles that people can like walk. And then also I read that um in 2009 the air quality was so bad that there was 1.3 million people that had prematurely died because the air quality was so bad. So I feel like I mean like not everyone's gonna want to ride public transportation, but if it was better and everyone would want to like if it was better and like people were actually doing it, then like people would hop on the bandwagon, like actually want to do it. Um, but yeah, that's like kind of what I talked about. Just like I mean, like everyone needs a car to like go to work, and like not everything's close to everything, but just like encouraging people to like around the world to like try not to do that. But I know there's like a lot more that goes into that, but like that was kind of like the vibe I took from my paper.
My paper was
Yeah,
kind of
I
on like, oh,
oh
sorry, go
sorry.
on.
Okay.
Go on.
Well, I also chose automotive mitigation, but I focused more on like switching from fossil fuel cars to electric vehicles or like other forms of fuel like hydrogen and stuff like that. I talked about how like government policy should, I mean, the government can't make you do anything, but I was thinking like they could prevent like us from using fossil fuel cars by promoting electric vehicles over fossil fuels and making it more convenient for everyone to switch over than rather than use fossil fuel cars like putting like restrictions on emissions that'll basically make fossil fuel cars like illegal to drive, I guess. Making it, I guess, cheaper for people to buy electric cars with like tax breaks and subsidies, stuff like that, which will, I guess, make it a lot easier for us to switch over. You know, because the government can only like what am I supposed to say? They can only incentivize people to do something. They can't really make you do anything, right? Or else we won't really be like a free country, I guess. So, a lot of my argument was the government has to incentivize the people, the corporations, and the industries to switch over, make it a lot easier, more convenient for us to do something, because we're all gonna just look for something that's convenient for us in our daily lives, I guess. Which and if that's the better option, and if it's easier for us, why wouldn't we choose that? And so that's what I really focused on for my essay and how we need to switch over to like public transportation with like trains, buses, stuff like that, and electric vehicles, like making all that just easier to access and cheaper to access through like different policies, which I just talked about in my essay.
I kind of talked about like agriculture and diet, and how like there's like a couple things that like are harmful. For example, it's like um animal agriculture is like makes more emissions than like plant-based food. And like for example, like cows like release like methane and stuff like that. So like eating like less like red meat and like dairy can cut like food related emissions. And so like creating more like plant-based proteins and plant-based diets was one of the things I focused on. And also was like reducing food waste because a lot of the food that's like grown or like used globally is like wasted, which like waste emissions and like water and like land and stuff like that. So improving like storage and like um, packaging, transportation stuff to make sure like there's less waste going on, and also just making sure like the diets that we're using are um, less emission and more diet friendly in the long term.
What's our time at?
I think we're like
Well, we
15
have
minutes.
14 minutes left. Okay, I have a question. If y'all or like I can like do also I have like kind of a list right here of like different of the mitigation techniques tactics, but we all like listed some. But we should all like say which one that we would want to do, or like if we had to pick one that like everyone would choose and we would all do it, like we should all, I don't know. I think that's fun. But one of them is switching to like electric vehicles and public transportation. One of them was switching to renewable energy. One of them was switching away from red meat diets. And I am like more plant-based, right? I think I remember you saying that. And then help. Oh, no,
Yeah,
carbon
yeah.
pricing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, great. What would y'all pick? Because I kind of want to pick electric vehicles because it'd be really awesome if we were all getting to drive those around. And like, I don't know, I think I want a Tesla. So if we all get Tesla, that'd be great.
Yeah, but then you would have to go like stop and like charge it.
Oh,
And then like what happens if you're like in the middle of nowhere and then you're like, ah, I need a charger.
I
You know?
feel like once everyone has it, there'll be like new innovations. Like I saw
Yeah,
this
I
one
guess.
thing, this one thing,
self-charging.
this one thing where it like charges while you drive. Like there's like the magnetics and the road charge.
Right.
Self-charging
And then there's like
never dies.
I saw one thing where they switched the whole battery out. You just go to like pull in to like this place and they just switch the whole battery out.
Oh, what?
But also a problem that I see in that is like so we all have like gas cars right now. So like the cars we have right now are gonna be like worth nothing. So like we're gonna be losing like hundreds of thousands of dollars unless the government incentivizes us.
And you like, where do you put the parts for the cars we have right now?
Yeah, and
That's like
like all these like factories, like it's like jobs, millions of jobs.
so true.
I just think
But
it'd be funny if we were all driving around Teslas.
yeah.
Yeah, I just think it'd be really fun.
I don't think I could see myself driving a Tesla. Like I would need something.
Really?
Yeah, I don't
Wait,
think so.
I just think they're very interesting.
I
They're
don't really
very,
like how they
Yeah.
look. I think
The
they look
really,
new
kind
one,
of ugly.
the
they're,
new
oh my gosh.
the
Like
new ones are pretty nice. They have like new
Oh,
lights and stuff.
trucks.
No, they're like the new like the Model 3 and Model Y. They're like cult like ambient lighting and stuff. They're pretty
I'm
nice.
looking. I'm
I don't know.
looking.
Like, I just think they're cool, you know? Like, I wouldn't like
Um,
realistically, but I think it'd be fun. Realistically, if I had to pick one, maybe I'm just biased. But I think the renewable energy is really awesome because, like, and I didn't talk about this earlier, but it also like benefits the economy too. So not only like does it help the environment and reduce like greenhouse gases and stuff, but it also like helps the economy and it provides for new jobs. And so it's like kind of a win-win situation.
But the batteries made in these cars are literally coming from fossil fuels like lithium ion. So,
Yeah.
and they only last like after a while you have to replace them too. So I don't know, like I guess they do benefit like renewable energy, but like sooner or later you have to replace the batteries and
they're
stuff
just
like
not
that.
very
So
sustainable. Yeah.
yeah. I feel like there's like really nothing based on the how we've like produced the world to be based on oil and fossil fuels, there's nothing that's truly renewable. But that's just how I personally view it. Yeah. I
I
mean,
also
if you
feel
don't want
like
to,
I also feel like climate change is such a hard topic because it's like you can fix it, but like you not right now.
Or
Like
like
not
it doesn't
far
just
out.
like go back. Like we can't really
Yeah, that's
reverse
yeah.
the effects.
Also, I feel like that's also a problem. Like you can't go back.
yeah,
Yeah,
you just
no, I
gotta
totally
fix
agree
what you
with that.
have.
Like,
Yeah.
how are you in your own lifestyle gonna do something that like changes climate change? Like, you can't. Doesn't make sense.
You just have to slow it down.
Mm,
You know, like
Mm.
it's a problem like that's probably not fixable. You just have to like make it better.
yeah. But it's also like important to be fixed, but it's like kind of you can't just fix it. It takes
Yeah.
time and yeah, it's crazy.
In one of my articles or something, it's talked about like 2050 and like what that's gonna look like. I can't really remember like exactly what it said, but I was like, well, like 2050. And like we'll still be around in 2050, hopefully.
Holy
So
crap.
I feel like that's like a big number. So I feel like that is like hopefully the world will be okay by then.
That's in less than 30 years.
Oh,
Or
it said
25.
worldwide personal transportation is expected to increase 1.7 annually from, oh yeah, from now to 2050. So maybe public transportation
I
soon
don't
to
know.
bring
I
us
just
now.
do y'all ride the bus, the Aggie bus?
Sometimes.
So yeah.
What do
I
y'all
couldn't
stop?
figure out how to pull the wire thing. You had to pull
Oh
to get
yeah, and
off.
you're
I
like
couldn't
tap
figure it out,
it.
so I like had to like wait for someone to pull it.
I like the bus, but then like I drive my car to Law 100 and I get out of my car to ride the bus to the MSC and then I'm on the MSC and then like I drive like I either like walk or I take the bus and then I get back in my car, so I don't feel like that's really doing anything, but like I like the bus.
I'm scared of it. I
When
don't think
when there's a
I
lot of
won't go by
people on
myself.
it. When there's a lot of people on it, I'm like I hate the bus.
The
Like
students driving the bus.
I got a
yeah,
giant bruise once
you
because
what?
I was like sitting down and like there's like kind of like a ledge and like they moved and so I sat down and I sat right on the ledge and like I had a bruise like this big, I kid you not. Like it
Oh my
was
gosh.
huge. And I haven't I just it hurt, but also like I don't want to ride it by myself because I don't want to just walk in there and just sit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
just
don't
like people watch because like you're sitting across from people and you don't
Yes.
want to look at each other, so you're just like,
I need to be talking to somebody.
yeah, it's fair.
But like, would you realistically, would y'all like ever be willing to transfer to public transportation? Like
If
I
it
just
was like
I would
convenient.
definitely do it, I think. Well,
I feel like
I think
I
I'm
would
also different since I lived in Germany and they have good public transportation.
hmm.
Like you
How
can just take the
what
train to anywhere.
if it's convenient, like if it's like picking me up from my house and taking me to a specific location,
Yeah.
then but like if you had to walk 15 minutes to get to the bus, and I feel like it's just not convenient.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love drives.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
too.
Love being in my car and either by myself or with people. So I'd be
I
really
think it's also like if the traffic goes down, because if we were only doing public transport, then it's
Mm.
worth it. Because like the buses just get stuck in traffic, and then like you spend so much time like on the road on a bus. But it's like if it's just buses, then like like traffic would be less, and I feel like that's a better like Dallas traffic like kills me. So I
Oh,
can see a
bye.
I can see a vision.
Kevin, how
Also,
long did you live in Germany for?
I was there for 3 years, so I just did high school there.
Okay, wait, you did high school there?
Yeah.
The heck, that's so cool. Did you
So
like
where do
it?
you live now? Like, what's your
Vacation?
hometown? Oh, like but like, do you go back to Germany for like spring break or like?
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
I went back for winter break and I'm going back the day after finals ends.
okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Where did you live before Germany?
I was in San Antonio.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But you just like to say you're from Germany?
Well, it's cooler, so
I mean, it is cooler. I would say it too.
yeah.
That's cool. Why did y'all move there?
We're military.
Gotcha.
cool.
That's really awesome.
So did you always want to come to A&M, or it was just
Well,
like,
it was either A&M or UT, and A&M gave me full ride, so
uh,
Nice.
Dang,
yeah.
that's awesome. Can't even fathom that.
Wait, how much longer do we have?
left.
5 minutes and 2 seconds. One
Okay,
second.
that's so perfect because the
It's
meeting
6 minutes.
ends in 7 minutes.
We're gonna be great. Does anyone have any like fun questions that like have something to do with the topic?
Um,
Are y'all having any challenges with y'all's policy brief?
um, I feel like there's a lot of I think that I hit all of them, but I think there's like a lot of points to hit. I'm like, but also it was like supposed to be 2 pages, but like I kind of went over the limit because it was supposed to be like 2 pages, right?
Yeah.
And then, but like 2 pages isn't 750 words. So I was like, wait, do I do 2 full pages or do I do 750 words? So I just did 2 pages, kind of over, but that's okay, hopefully.
Yeah,
And
I don't know why you'd get. I hope you would get in trouble for that. That'd be kind of stupid.
I
well,
think it's like 500 to 750. So
yeah, someone last time on my paper said that like I went over. I'm like I did go a little bit over,
What?
but like I don't want to like cut it
They
short.
counted your words?
Huh?
They counted your words?
They said something like I didn't want to like cut it short and like not explain it fully. So like I was like, okay, let me explain it because last time someone was like explain it fully. So I was like, okay, I'll do that next time. And then someone was like it you went over or something. I was like, okay, I won't do that again. Like I don't know. People are just so picky and I'm like trying to like listen to everyone, but like it's like hard. Like
Yeah.
I know guys.
I'm pretty sure the professor sent out an announcement saying don't grade based on length. That and then they're gonna do them like the TAs are
Yeah.
gonna grade for length.
I feel like we should like be able to explain it because I don't want to be like it be bad and then I get docked for not explaining it because I'm trying to reach a word count.
Yeah. I've had that problem too. Like I've had to look through. I like realize I'm over the limit and I'm like, shoot. So I'm not
Yeah.
having to go through and like take stuff out, but then it kind of ruins the argument that I
Mhm.
have. It's yeah, it's hard. Crazy. What about everyone else? How are y'all doing on y'all's policy briefs?
I just started mine. I like have like a rough draft going, so I'll finish it up like tomorrow.
Same.
Wait, it's due on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna start it tomorrow probably.
I
I'm
started
not,
mine today. It's not too bad.
yeah, usually for essays, like I like just doing it in one sitting and then submitting it. It's
Yeah.
easier that way.
Yeah, I just submitted mine right before this meeting, and I started like 2 hours ago.
Wow.
Great. That's awesome.
I don't know how good it'll be, but I don't know. I just looked at the rubric and then I try to get everything. Because last time I forgot to put the bias stuff in and I got like 10 points off.
Thing. Yeah, I just kind of inserted a random small section addressing bias in my thing. So hopefully that will do.
I haven't got a single 100 on any essays,
Me.
even though I follow the rubric, but
Some
it's whatever.
people, like whenever they're grading, they're like, I didn't see any bias. And then I'm
They don't
like,
even read it. They
okay, like
just
I
like
Yeah,
included,
I
yeah,
know they
I
don't
like
read it. I
included it,
they
and
don't
then
read
they're
it at
and then
all.
like my next grader will be like, they included bias and it was so good. I'm like, so do y'all see it or do y'all not? Like I'm confused.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm pretty sure that everyone just looks at the first sentence of each
yeah,
paragraph and
probably.
then they just write it. Because there
Def.
was one where there's just like some dude just said like he doesn't have like an argument or like a thesis, and I just had
What?
like the thesis like bolded or something.
Oh my gosh, that's just like
So
lazy.
Wait,
yeah.
yeah, just read it.
At least skim it. Like you can
Yeah,
get
what?
none of the topics are like necessarily hard. You can just skim it and get a general idea of what they're trying to say. Like,
Yeah, we have less than a minute left.
yay. Yeah.
Yay. And
And
then
I'll turn this
bedtime.
in like right after this because I'll have the recording.
Thank you, Chloe.
You're welcome. But yeah, that's about it. Good thing.
I feel like I look like a floating head right now. Do I?
Yeah.
Wait, wait.
Wait, where's the yeah.
That's really funny. Anyways, 3 seconds. Woohoo!
Hey, we did it.
We did that. Great.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks, guys.
All right, bye,
Yay, we
guys.
all can go to bed. Sweet dreams.
Good night.
Night.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.